Alright. Hello. I know I usually stream at like 11:30 or whatnot. But I just decided on 11. It's like on the hour, you know? So, slow start, but it is time for the yapping. So if you don't like the yappy yappers, too bad. This is a yappy stream. So how's everyone doing this fine Tuesday in March? Personal news. I finished a video yesterday, so it will be posted this Thursday. I don't know what time, and I don't think I should or will set a time for when I upload my videos on Thursdays, because anything can happen. But I want my uploads to consistently be on a Thursday. Maybe not every Thursday, but at least a Thursday. While my streams are being consistently every Tuesday. So there's that. Oh shit, tonight's Bad Batch. Tomorrow's gonna be a new episode. That's gonna kill me. It's been a week already. It feels like I just watched the last Bad Batch episode, and let me tell you, Wednesday did not exist for me. That was a rough day. I don't want to get into it. Anyway. Yapping's usually a lot more fun when there are people in the chat. I say this is a yappy stream, but then I just don't have anything to talk about. I mean, there are things I want to talk about, but like I need structure when I talk about things because I just incoherent mess. I did have one thought, and this might be more of a ambitious but rubbish moment for me, where see, for context, as much as I love Star Wars, I also love Transformers just as much, if not more. It's a close call. I've been a lifelong Star Wars fan, but I've loved Transformers just as much, even though I came into the fandom much later. My first Transformers anything was the Michael Bay movies, which I know they're terrible, but what the fuck? They were my first Transformers anything. So the first one holds a special place in my heart. The second one, I keep forgetting it exists. The third one I liked, but thinking back on it, I'm sitting there like, why? Anyway. But what really threw me into Transformers head first was Beast Wars. Now, I didn't watch it when it was coming out because, well, my family doesn't have cable. So I would get like the discs from the library, hope they would play, and and watch Beast Wars, and it was one of my favorite shows. So when I heard that they were making a live-action Beast Wars movie, like Rise of the Beast or something like that, I was pretty stoked. I didn't watch it in theaters. I think, yeah, what it was is I think it came out the same year as Five Nights at Freddy's, and we had said, hey, if we're gonna watch one movie in the theater, it's gotta be Five Nights at Freddy's. So we watched that instead. And I'm so glad we did, because apparently I was like, how was that movie? Was it any good? And my sister, who watched a review, just went, no, no, it's not good at all. And I'm just, oh, do tell. So then she started reading the reviews from IMDb, and oh my god, I was laughing and crying the entire time, because how could a movie be so tone deaf? How could it be so bad just from the reviews? Like there was no review above 3 stars. There was a 4-star one because they literally said just the only way to enjoy this movie is to hate yourself. so So then when she was reading the reviews, I'm like, oh my god, this would be such a fun video series, you know, where we read the reviews to movies we've never seen before. Good or bad, and then decide if we want to watch it, or maybe not. Just read the reviews of movies we haven't seen before, so there's no bias or context for it. I don't know, it was just a silly thing I thought would be funny, so I've been thinking about that. It's probably not gonna happen, but just so know, it's on the table. Alright, I think that's enough yapping. Load. I still have yet to redraw my drawing PNG. Have not gotten around to it, but it is on my list. It's on my list. So, hehe. To avoid spoilers, I blocked out that one area, so the thumbnail is just about as much as you're gonna get. And now, we go. Oh, my paper. I guess what I could also talk about is, recently, just for the kick of it, my my sister started watching Transformers G1, or Generation 1, for the first time. Which I had already seen bits and pieces of it before, and then she decided she wanted to watch it because she really likes the designs and whatnot, and she's sitting there watching it going, oh my god, this is so dumb. I love it. It really is. It's one of those God bless the 80s moments where you were like, wow. They literally did not give a shit back then. She could probably get more into it since it's fresh for her, but I have what the kids would call a PTSD when it comes to Transformers G1, to the point where I avoided the show and actually hated the show for years without even watching it, because I was a child on the internet in, like, what, 2012, 2013? And that was, like I said, in the middle of my Transformers. I watched Armada, Beast Wars, Transformers Animated had, I think, finished and had already been canceled by then, which I didn't know. I didn't have cable, so I couldn't help keep the show alive. Anyway, so I was, like, enjoying those shows. Transformers Prime hadn't come out yet. And I had a bunch of people, probably grown-ass men, because that show came out in the 80s, tell me, not to my face specifically, but basically tell me that I was a brain-dead idiot for liking anything other than G1. And that was my first introduction to the concept of the OG fan, or the G-whiners, as the fandom has non-affectionately called them. I fucking hate G-whiners and anyone of the like. It's not just for Transformers, even though they were the most vocal of the G-whiners. Wait, that wouldn't work like that. But it's like any show where people are saying, oh, I hate My Little Pony G4 because it's not like the 80s version. It's like, excuse me? Have you seen the 80s version? It's kind of dumb. But then again, it's a cartoon. What are you screaming about? Or here's a hot take. Here's just a casual hot take. I liked Teen Titans Go. I thought it was so fucking funny. I thought it was funny. Not for like a, oh, this is classy-ot type funny, but for this is dumb humor. I absolutely love this because I was so sick of gritty, edgy, hard, oh, we're teenagers, yeah, shows. Because I just like the dumb. I do the dumb for fun, I dare to be stupid. Well, god damn it, now that I've said that, that should have been my comeback to any G-whiner that said, oh, anybody who likes these news shows are brain-dead children who like keys being jingled in front of them. God, you're all so stupid. I should have commented on every single one of their posts, I dare to be stupid. But then again, then they would have said, hey, that's a G1 reference, meh, so it is better. It's like, no, that's a movie reference, which came out long after the show. And it's a Retgar quote. Retgar. I said it wrong. Anyway, so what was I talking about? Okay, yeah. Anyone who says, oh, this new thing is bad because it's not like the old thing that I grew up with, and I'm sitting here like, no shit. No shit, the new thing is not like the old thing you grew up with, because it's not the old thing you grew up with. If you want the old thing that you grew up with, watch that and leave us alone that enjoy the new thing. Heaven forbid people weren't born in the 80s and had to grow up with all that bullshit. We're growing up with our bullshit right now. And I tell you the truth, I say God bless the 80s, but that's because I didn't live them. Anyway. Good morning. Now, I guess my main reason for liking Teen Titans Go so much is because it made fun of the original show. And then here's the difference between making fun of an old thing and what most G-whiners do. It wasn't making fun of the fans for liking the old show. Or at least I didn't perceive it that way. It was making fun of just the concept of superheroes, which is hilarious. A lot of people would say Teen Titans Go was bad because the original show was canceled. I get why you would be mad about that. But also people were saying Rebels was bad because it, quote, took place of Clone Wars. But here's the thing, unlike Rebels, Rebels was not trying to replace Clone Wars and wasn't constantly saying, hey, remember Star Wars? No, this is its own thing. It created its own identity, and then much later is when it started introducing Clone Wars characters, but it wasn't pandering because it made sense for the storyline for them to be there, because it was connecting the prequels to the main series, which I hate this, the original trilogy. So it would make sense for certain characters to be there. Now, some assholes would argue that everything was dumbed down for children because cartoon and whatnot. And I'm sitting here like, again, did you watch the show that you say was... It's like, oh, Rebels is dumb because... is stupid because it's a dumb cartoon for children. Clone Wars was a much better show. It's like, did you watch the first season? Did you watch the show? It was very childish. But then you get the impression that these G-Winers also don't even like the show that they're defending. Because then they'll just say, oh, the show is great. It's the best show in existence. Just skip all of the Ahsoka episodes, all of the droid episodes, and all of the Jar Jar Binks episodes, and only watch the ones with my favorite character in it, and just ignore all the writing inconsistencies and animation errors. But other than that, it's the best show ever. It's like, excuse you? I know you don't have to like every episode of a show to be a fan of the show. Just to be a fan. Like, I love Rebels, but the episode Blood Sisters, I skip it every time. It's just, it's just not my favorite. If you know, you know. But I like the show. I don't... So that's not the issue, but it's like when they say, oh, it's it's the best show ever that has no problems, and then they only watch like 3 episodes and then complain about them the whole time. I don't know. It just, that kind of behavior does not make sense to me, which is why I can't quantify. Quantify? What's the right word for this situation? I'm trying to apply logic to fanboys, and it's killing. And that's just the definition of insanity. And honestly, if you want to talk about plot and to say that the 80s shows were better than the current shows, in some cases, yes, that is true. However, in saying that, you have to admit they are better purely because of nostalgia and camp. They're all campy. Come on, guys. You can't watch an episode of G1 and tell me it is more sophisticated and coherent than an episode of Transformers Prime. You cannot look me in the eyes and say that. Actually, you can, but then I would just assume that I'm not seeing the straitjacket. Because that's just crazy talk to say that the 80s show was more coherent and had more depth than any of the new shows. That's just silly. It goes here somewhere. Now, I will admit, G1 does have some cute character moments, and the way the Autobots interact with each other is adorable. And G1 Optimus Prime's kind of... He sounds like John Wayne half the time, so that confused me a hell of a lot. It's like, I know this is supposed to be, Peter Cullen, so why does he sound like John Wayne? But, you know, that's how they wanted him to sound, because they wanted him to be perceived as that kind of hero. Even though he's a robot. That... And G1 Megatron is so fucking dumb. He's so fucking stupid. How did he survive as long as the leader of the Decepticons when he is so stupid? Anyway, so that's my, my rant of the stream. Okay, we can talk about this one. Okay, that's the eyes. Okay, we're gonna do Snowblaze first, since she's right. Whoops. That's just a bad idea. Now, saying all this makes me genuinely curious. Like, are there any G-Winers still around? I mean, I know... I get into arguments with my dad all the time. Because, well, I used to. I've just stopped. We just kind of just got tired of arguing with each other. He doesn't like certain things. Like, he didn't like... Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because, and I quote, it wasn't like the 80s show that he grew up with. So, of course, I got defensive. Because, you know, PTSD. It's like, you know, trauma. I said, well, and then I would say, yeah. Of course it's not like what you grew up in the 80s, because that was in the 80s. This is a show for now. You know, that's coming out now. So what do you want? What would you want them to do? Just not make Ninja Turtle shows anymore because they already did the 80s one? Or would you rather them just copy the 80s every single time? Because I've seen the 80s Ninja Turtles. That is the most ridiculous, campy, silly, happy-go-lucky show I've ever seen. The turtles don't even act like ninjas half the time. And yeah, that's fine. And I am not saying any of these shows are bad. But it's the argument that the new shows are bad because they're not exactly like the old show. That is the insanity. That's what I'm arguing against. Now, I will admit, when the new My Little Pony show came out, or it started with a movie, I was a little disappointed that it wasn't a continuation, like a faithful continuation of Friendship is Magic, because I love Friendship is Magic. But I thought, oh, maybe it's its own standalone, but then like the movie begins. I haven't seen the movie. I'll just get that out of the way. I have not seen the new My Little Pony movie, or any of the show or shorts. I just am not interested. It starts out with Twilight and friends defeating an enemy, and then it turns out it was just a child's playtime and whatnot. So it was like, is it in the same universe, or is it supposed to be decades later? Because they have things like social media and cell phones, right? I don't remember. And it was basically, oh, unicorns, earth ponies, and pegasi are separated because they're all afraid of each other through segregation and whatnot. So I'm sitting there like, if this is the same, supposed to be the same universe as G4, the Wendigos should be, you know, locking Equestria in eternal winter because they're not getting together for the Heartswarming celebration. But if it's not in the same universe, then that's fine. But the fact that they kept connecting it to to G4, it was just confusing to me. Why not just be your own standalone thing? I would be less mad and confused if if it was its own standalone thing. So if you're gonna reboot a show or do like okay, this is the new version, be your own standalone thing and stop referencing the original at least as heavy-handedly as, you know, they used to. As some other shows used to. And hello, Edel, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I started a little earlier than I used to. I hope this means you've done all your schoolwork. We're ranting about G-Winers and how shows just shoot themselves in the foot by rebooting series and then trying to capitalize on the old fans, but then not having a show strong enough to stand on its own 2 feet. Yes, that is a new thing. I just added it. How does it look? Oh, it's a little low. Hang on. There we go. Now it can appear behind me. I'm still trying to figure out Streamlabs, and that was one of the widgets I could add. Yeah, much better. Much better. There we go. I couldn't test it off stream. Well, good. Thank you. I'm glad it does. We're all just trying to figure out what works. That's the wrong color. It's like, back to my rant. The Force Awakens is a terrible Star Wars movie. Because the entire time, all they do in that movie is go, remember Star Wars? Remember the original movie that everyone really likes? Yeah, remember that one? It was like, yeah. If I wanted to remember Star Wars, I'd watch A New Hope. I'm not watching A New Hope. I am watching The Force Awakens. So what is The Force Awakens? Rey is better because she is woman. Okay. That's not really the basis of a story. Somehow Palpatine returns? What? Why? That just did... So all of that just undid all of the important character development Luke went through to defeat the Emperor in the first goddamn place, and just undid Anakin's heroic sacrifice. So what you did is says, hey, remember Star Wars? It was shit. Our new thing is better. Remember Star Wars, the thing that everyone loves, but we keep trying to tell you was bad? Yeah, our thing is so much better, even though all we do is talk about the original thing and how bad it was. I just realized all these things are so... They act like Vox, honestly. In his Stayed Gone song from Hazbin Hotel. Wait a minute, something's wrong here. Oh, that's what it is. Her scar is too far forward. It wouldn't be this long, because it doesn't go across her chest. barely at this point. Yeah, just barely peeks out. Congrats on getting the Discord mod position. You will be harassed for it. I am hearing to Metalovina right now. Are you saying you're listening to it, or are you asking if that's what I'm playing? Because that's not what I'm playing. I'm listening to it on another... Okay. I don't hate Megalovina. I actually do like it. I just hate what you have to go through to get that song to play. Because I absolutely hate Genocide Route, even though I absolutely love the music. And the musical version. The song that... on, I think he's called Man on the Internet. He wrote us, like, the Undertale, the musical series. So good. Toriel's song in the Genocide Route. Oh. Woof. Chilling. Chills. Literal chills. In the same conversation with Undertale, Deltarune confused me because I was so confused at what it was supposed to be. Like, is Deltarune supposed to be a sequel, a prequel, or just a spin-off series? Because by itself, it's a pretty good game, but I was so confused the whole time because it's just... how does this pertain to Undertale? Or does it at all? Because it was never clearly stated, so I was just in a state of confusion. With not much left to go around the whole time. Okay, for the fandom it's a prequel? Well, what the fandom says hardly is the truth. Because the fandom also said that Masky and Hoodie from Marble Hornets really like cheesecake and are Slenderman's proxies, even though they absolutely are not. Did you even watch the show? And to answer your question, I've never played Overwatch or TF2, but I do like TF2. The animations and characters and expiration date is so funny. I've never played the game. I'm really bad at video games, so I'm kind of afraid of playing a multiplayer fighting sim. Toby said same advice come from other places and process stuff. Many people thinking of Deltarune. Oh, okay. So that's why I was so confused the whole time. So I'm sitting there like, so is this like a prequel? Because Toriel's here, and she's got a human child named Chris instead of Frisk, and Frisk looks kind of like Kara. So, okay, it's... See, my biggest thing is if you're gonna reboot a series or do a spin-off or sequel, prequel thing, make it obvious to the audience what it is. Because when they get confused, they get angry. Because we are but little animals. Here's some stuff about Fresh and Kara. It would take 2 days. I was in the Undertale fandom when it first came out, so... I've read all of the fan comics. God, remember comic dubs? Those are the days. And all the other different Undertale AUs started coming out. Underswap and Underfell are most clearly my favorite because of just the way they write the characters. It's so silly. Swap Sands, honestly, is the most adorable thing ever committed to the internet. He's just a little blueberry. And the fact that in all the comic dubs, Underfell, Sans has a Brooklyn accent, it's just, oh my god, why is that so funny? So, oh god. Here we go, here's this Eagles 30-page, 30 slides, PowerPoint presentation on Frist and Kara. Here we go. Is it Kara or Chara? I would say Kara. Anyway. Isn't the one who keeps doing the genocides, they... tired of seeing the player killing their friends over and over again and take control of the player at the end. Really? I thought it was implied that Kara was the evil one. Because then even Flowey becomes afraid of them and is afraid of Kara. Like, he says so in the flashbacks. But then again, I've never legitimately played Undertale. Like I said, I like the story of video games and art style and music. Playing video games, not the biggest fan of. Many people think Kara is evil, but it's confirmed that Flowey isn't scared of Kara, but the player. Okay. But it's just the way Kara says at the end, what makes you think you were the one in control? And then, you know, got the black it, dripping eyes and whatnot, and then the 99s on screen. So, maybe. Maybe it's like the thing where in The Thing, the main character was the doppelganger the whole time. And then I haven't seen The Thing with, what's-his-face? What is his name? What is that? What is the bitch's name? Kurt Russell. Yeah, I haven't seen The Thing. But now I kind of want to, that people said, you know, talked about that plot twist. People are going to think she has bad teeth. But no, she doesn't have bad teeth. I'm just bad at drawing teeth. You know, let me fix. No, then the fandom got into the hacker ending. Have you watched Underverse or Glitch Tale? I know about Glitch Tale, but by the time it came around, I had the Undertale fatigue. Where it was just, can I just casually look at art and listen to the music and not get so invested in the game? Then it did come out when I was in high school, so I had a bunch of other shit going on. It was supposed to be my escape, and I just wanted to relax. Then I don't know, I don't remember when, but when One Shot came out, that was awesome. I watched Markiplier play it, because I used to be a big Markiplier fan. Nothing against him now, it's just, you know, I've stopped watching his stuff. It was an end of an era for me. Now I watch Big Puffer. And no, I do not play Roblox. I am a boring YouTuber. I don't play Roblox. I don't play Minecraft. The only video games I actually play are Plants vs. Zombies, Five Nights at Freddy's, and sometimes on the Wii I play Smash. That's it. I mean, I guess you could count Pokemon Go, but that's not really a video game. It's a mobile game. There is a difference. Or they just take too much. For Roblox and Minecraft, I don't really get the aesthetic of it. Or, like... I've just never gotten around to it type thing. And just honestly don't have the time. And the bad rap over the years. The bad rap over the years is just kind of like, you know what? I'm just gonna avoid that. So I've had so many children come up to me, hey, do you got games on your phones? Do you collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards? I don't want to deal with that. I mentioned I like Pokemon. I was like, do you collect Pokemon cards? I was like, no, because I'm not made of money. I just like Pokemon. I don't, like I said, I don't play Overwatch or TF2. They're just not the kind of games I like to play. I like point-and-click adventures. And just, you know, I was about to say I like chilled games, but then I mentioned I like playing Five Nights at Freddy's. Because there's not a lot of keys involved. I can manage my hotkeys when I'm drawing because it's more low stakes. But when it comes to video games, I prefer just using my mouse because I can't figure out buttons fast enough. When did you start making this kind of comic? I started making this comic, oh god. It's been 3 years, I guess. Back in 2021, I think, is when I started truly, seriously making it. And it's also my first ongoing comic. No, I didn't even do mini comics before this. This is my first comic anything. Which is why nothing is consistent. I just decided to, mostly because, okay, usually I don't like to show off dialogue, but this particular reason... This frame right here explains why I started making the comic. And it was because in the new Warrior Cat series, new at the time, it's like it's been out for a while, Vision of Shadows, I got so pissed at what the characters were doing and how the story, and where the story was going, that I decided, oh my god, this has taken so much out of me because there's no way this is where it's going. That's so dumb. And then I got so pissed, I just decided to make a comic about it where characters, 8 cats, for like 2 from each clan, almost, just decided to leave and make their own clan because I was thinking, man, if I was writing this story, they would go like this, this, and this. And I said, you know what? Why don't I make my own story? So then I started scripting and designing and dove right in. I don't know where the accent came from either, so don't ask. I just dove into making this comic and... Well, now I gotta finish it, even though we are barely halfway through part 1, because there are other parts, because I could not be stopped. So, yeah. If you wanted to draw something about Undertale, what would you draw? Don't you snaps? I don't really have any ideas for, like, an Undertale comic. Like, I really don't. And unfortunately, I have not drawn as much fan art as I'd like. And that's just for everything across the board. Just not a big fan art drawer. Oh my god. I don't draw a lot of fan art. Not as much as I'd like. I think I've only drawn one piece of Undertale fan art, and it was like a crossover between Undertale and Hetalia, where it was Papyrus in Italy saying pasta next to a plate of spaghetti, and that was it. I created an OC for Undertale. I think she's still on my DeviantArt somewhere, if you can go find her. But if I had to draw something, it would probably just be, just character art. Action poses, because, you know, something that, Spectralite draws. Back then she was called Walking Melons AAA. I really like her art. I had enough of the JoJo in Italy. I don't want to discuss the pirates as well. JoJo Sans. I don't even like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I know so much about that stupid show. It's his own thing. I'm just also not the biggest fan of anime. Jesus Sans exists, we don't talk about that. Holy shit, man. That fandom went out of pocket. Did you, Chad Sans? If it's a thing and there's a Sans version of it, it's Rule 34 of the internet. If it's a thing, there's a Sans version. Now, someone did do a remix of Megalovina and The Only Thing They Fear Is You, and that was awesome. It was like, you know, Megalovina meets metal, and it was really good. I like the Doom Eternal soundtrack. I mean, who doesn't, honestly? What insane troglodyte doesn't like the Doom Eternal soundtrack? Show of hands so I can ban you. Not really. Those ain't grounds for banning. And I forgot to draw his line art. Yep, Doomslayer Sans exists. How did I even do this? Because every time I try to draw this part of his line art, I always screw up. How did I do it? To be fair, the song Megalovina does slap. Was I? Okay, I really hope that was it. So if people are gonna make, I've seen people do like voc or vocoded scenes to Megalovina, and it's so it made me laugh so freaking hard. Like, you know, there's the famous clip of Peter Griffin falling down the stairs and it was vocoded to... I'm not sure which one made me laugh harder. The one where it was vocoded to Megalovina or Gangster's Paradise. Either way, I was laughing my ass off. Oh yeah, reverse Megalovina is also pretty good. Is Grilby's things reversed? Huh. It's been a while since I've I've sat down and listened to a bunch of Undertale music. You know, ones that aren't the musical version. I thought that I could protect you, but it seems I was wrong. Building your determination, you've grown horrid and strong. Took advantage of my kindness like you took all their lives. Curse this foolish mother's blindness and curse your bloody knife. So good. Of course, everyone knows the the musical version of Bone Drossel. Attention monsters, my name is Papyrus. I'm a skeleton made with magic bones and lots of cool. And if you need proof, look at my biceps because they're wearing sunglasses and that clearly means I rule. It's just so much, it's just so fun. But Fish just got right past it. Sans, don't interrupt my song! But in my last breath I will dream, for I now doubt you could. Oh, yeah. Oof. The song, Home? Where it starts out with guitar going do 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 do. It's like a version of his theme, but it's on acoustic guitar. I think it's called Home. That one makes me so teary-eyed for some reason. That and the Snowden Town theme, it just makes me happy. Do 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 do. Also, is it just me, or does Nabsabloot's song, with someone you fight the little ghost, sound almost exactly like, oh, what's the spider one called? I know her name is Muffet, because, you know, that's a reference to Little Miss Muffet. But what's that song called? Anyway, it sounds exactly like that song to me. And that might be intentional. Because they're like similar characters where you start out fighting them, but if you like play the game a certain way, then you end up being friends with them. Like if you buy the food from the spider bakery at Torio's place, Muffet will spare you. Because this just in, you're a friend to spiders. Spider dance, there you go, thank you. Yeah, he used the same 4 themes, but he made them different enough to where you can say, oh yeah, I like this version better. I also really like the song, I think it's called Take It Home, Boys, because it's like the last song of the game that's in the credits. It's, oh, so good. An absolute dummy, Mad Myuu, and Muffet. Okay. I figured that was the case. Again, I get it. Writing music is extremely difficult. And if they're similar characters, like, thematically, like, in case you miss one character, but then run into another, then it would make sense to use the same song if they serve the same purpose. What's up, Spirit? I don't know what that language is in the front, but what's up? I'm drawing a comic about warrior cats while we talked about Undertale. Welcome to the stream. Great, now I got that song stuck in my head. Oh, it means hello from it. It's Sanskrit. Okay, that's very cool. And I'm an idiot, I forgot her scar! Dare make her feel alone. Oh my god, it's not that big a deal. Have fun doing whatever you need to do, Eagle. That is her star. There. No, we haven't forgotten. See ya. Be sure to tune in this Thursday. A new video is going up. I'm on the wrong layer, so that's awesome. And I will not be quoting that overused Yzma joke, even though it really is a good joke. Sometimes I wonder, do people realize that they've accidentally created a meme or a joke, a running gag or whatnot that's gonna haunt them for the rest of their days? Or do they just make this joke going, oh, this is just a funny throwaway gag, and then are blindsided by it becoming a multi-platinum meme years down the line? What color are her toe beans? I forgot. Did I make them black like her nose or pink? Like her... You know, I think I made them pink. Oh, it's wrong somehow, but I'll just fix it later. Kind of the problem with coloring cat markings, because from certain angles they look pretty sus, but from the side you're like, oh yeah, this is just a cat. But then you like rotate the markings and you go, oh, that's a penis. Great, now I can't unsee that. But literally, that's just the way of the human mind. If it vaguely looks like the shape of something, we're gonna say it is the thing, even though it clearly isn't. But it's just part of our unique ability of pattern recognition, even though it ain't unique. A lot of animals do it all the time. Am I out of coffee? I got one sip left. Now I think I'll just have water and a Monster. You know, thinking about this comic and the way the fandoms said that the series ended up going, you know, after Vision of Shadows, it makes me kind of want to check it out again. It's not that I don't have time to read. I can carve out like an hour of my day to read the books, and reading Warriors was always so easy. But it's just, I don't want to be frustrated again. Because I know about like the next series in the plot twist with Ashfur. Spoilers for a series that's been out for at least a few years now. Like, I know about that because I kept checking into the fandom because I'm like, alright, is it still good? Is it bad? But what really frustrated me is that all of the fans were saying like, oh my god, Vision of Shadows is so good, Needletail is my favorite character. I'm like, oh my god. She wasn't that cool, guys. So that was just frustrating for me. It was like, I felt like I was the only one who was annoyed with the series, but then I didn't like telling people, oh, I hate the series, even though they said, oh my god, I love this series. Because then I just felt like a G-whiner. And heaven forbid I sound like a G-whiner. become the very thing I swore to destroy. So I don't know. I mean, I don't feel ashamed of not liking the series. I'm not gonna feel ashamed of not liking things. But it just, what really got to me is that it felt like I was the only one who didn't like the series. Or Tall Star's Revenge. God, that book was so boring. I know a lot of, for some reason, like, half the fandom, or at least the fandom that I knew, absolutely loved Tall Star and thought he was the coolest character ever. It's like, yeah, he was cool as Tall Star, but then as a warrior, as Tall Tale, he was kind of boring. Then I was told I was a homophobe for not shipping Tall Tale and Jake, even though it just wasn't a viable ship for me, and I just don't ship. As shocking as it is for people to hear, I am a person of the internet that does not ship people. Like, I'm not anti-ship either. Ship whatever you want, as long as it's, you know, safe and whatnot. Heaven forbid you ship the ick. But me personally, I'm not going to engage in that activity. Mostly because I think it's a waste of time. If it ain't canon, just chill out. Because with the internet, people would absolutely lose their minds if their ship didn't become canon, and would threaten the writer staff for it. I am speaking very specifically of the Voltron fandom. Oh my god, I dare invoke the name of Voltron Legendary Defender. That fandom was so rabid, it was terrifying. It was so much to the point where the voice actors were even like, guys, chill out, we are better than this. And I would sit there and go like, are they though? Well, let's be honest. Every fandom has their toxic people in it. They're loud minorities. Because the majority of the fandom is actually pretty chill. We just aren't on the internet or aren't vocal on the internet for fear of the loud minorities eating us alive. Which is why I get a little more than defensive when people say everyone who likes Steven Universe is insane and crazy and is rabid and whatnot. I was like, okay, but your evidence is based on children on the internet that are just typing on a keyboard. Have you met a Steven Universe fan in person? Because a show about love and acceptance, for some reason just breeds the most batshit crazy people to come out of the woodworks. Same thing with My Little Pony. How is a fandom for a show about friendship and understanding so unfriendly? On the other hand, some of the most amazing people I've met on the internet were bronies. Same with furries. The furry fandom is, I think, notoriously or famously the most friendly fandom. Or one of the more friendly fandoms, but it's also very toxic and misrepresented because of yiffers and whatnot and furry porn. Which, fair, there's a fair amount of porn in the fandom, but here's the thing. Most of the people that enjoy furry porn or draw furry porn aren't furries. It's a very small amount of the fandom that actually indulges. It's just everywhere because it makes money. Anyway. I think there actually was a fandom that was, nominated the nicest fandom on the internet, and it's of, like, the small... It was either an anime or a game, an RPG game, that I've never heard of in my life, and it said, oh yeah, these people are the nicest in the world. It's like, well, yeah, because it's, like, 3 people. It's hard to have a toxic fandom if there's only 3 people in it. That's why it's easy to say Firefly's the best show ever, because they never had a bad episode. Well, that's because they only had 15. Same with Tron Uprising. They never had a bad season for Tron Uprising because they only had 15 episodes, again, before they got unceremoniously and unjustly, I might add, canceled. God, I'm still mad about that. Tron Uprising was an amazing show. Again, I didn't watch it when I was airing because I don't have cable, and I just watched it on Disney Plus. And oh my lord, why was that show so screwed over by the company so much? It was like they didn't want it to succeed. Which I don't know why, that's just bad for numbers. This probably isn't how his star would actually look like from this angle, but I'm tired. It was like with Atlantis and Treasure Planet. The studio legitimately, you can look this up, screwed over the marketing team for both those films to purposefully make them fail. Why? You're just wasting money. But it was because one Disney executive wanted the writers and directors to work on a different show, but they said, hey, fine, we don't really want to, but can we work on our thing if we do that for you? And the guy said, sure, if it does well, and then intentionally screwed them over. There's thousands of videos online covering the whole situation, and all the evidence is there. So, if you want more details, go find it. But, I never got that. From a business standpoint, you want things to do well. You want to make the numbers. Even if you don't believe in the project, you should support it? I don't know. In some way? Okay, that's a spoiler, so I actually will not be working on this page, even though it is the next page. Chronologically, I will be working on this one off stream, since it is technically a spoiler. I could work on this one. Hey, CO! We were just, oh, you missed it. There was a whole Undertale rant, a whole G-Winers rant. And I just finished talking about how studio executives will purposely screw over their own properties to make them fail. For whatever fucking reason, I don't know. Pettiness? Spite? Hey, cat, what are you doing? Goodness. Oh, there you go. You're safe in the box. Sorry about that. My cat is being crazy. I need the camp reference for colors. Be both FNAF Undertale kid. Yep. Yep, me too. Double cringe. Hey, the loud minority of the fandom was cringe, but don't you dare say Undertale itself is cringe. It is a beautiful game. Same with Five Nights at Freddy's. It's not bad. The fandom is. Now, that's not to say that the games both didn't have their problems, and still don't have their problems. Well, game in Undertale's since Five Nights at Freddy's. It's a franchise now. Have you read the Fazbear Frights books? They're actually really good. I do think the books are amazing. I was part of the fandom. I tried to act cool and quote sans when someone killed me in Minecraft. Oh my god. Well, we all had our moments and phases and whatnot. Hey, here's some advice. If you cringe at your old behavior, it means you've changed as a person. So, there's that. I didn't add a clipping mask. There we go. Something about video game music just slaps. Like, both Undertale has an amazing soundtrack. Don't get it twisted. But FNAF has some really good music too. Like, smashing windshields is amazing. Just Add Water is so fun. I have it playing in the background when I need to do long hours of work, or the lawsuit music. I have that playing in the background when I'm like working on comics off stream, because it's just fun. Books are amazing, but it's not perfect. You need to read them to get all the FNAF lore. Here's the thing. You don't actually need to, because of the way the books are written, they're supplement lore. That's what Scott said about the books. Which I do. I love the idea of supplement lore. I think this should be the same layer. But if you just play the games, you can figure out what's going on by itself. But also the point of the game is to just have fun. Because if you spend all your time trying to find meaning in every little single thing, you'll just drive yourself crazy. An actual quote from Ultimate Custom Night, which was so funny. I was playing Ultimate Custom Night, and I heard that line and went, that's directed at MatPat. I know a lot of people hated Mr. Hippo, but Mr. Hippo is just one of the best characters ever. Well, yeah, that was Scott poking fun at MatPat, because, you know, they've had a public, air quote, feud over the lore of the games. It's pretty funny. That was not what I clicked on. Sometimes a story is just a story. Now, having hidden lore is very fun. I mean, it's fun writing hidden lore, and it's fun as a player finding hidden lore. But it's gotten to the point where every single game and whatnot, or every single thing that comes out, people are looking for the hidden lore, even if there is no hidden lore. So then they'll say, "Oh, I have found the hidden lore of this game." I was like, it's literally Tetris. Calm down. But that is neither here nor there. I love how the voice actor for Mr. Hippo is the same voice actor for Funtime Foxy. It just makes me gad. Busting into the water bottle. That's right. I might need to get a refill of water soon. So, we'll be aware of that. Hydrate or dihydrate. Honestly, Mr. Hippo is one of the funniest characters. My friend, you have come to a terrible, terrible end. The Mr. Hippo monologues are a lot funnier when you take into consideration that he is saying this to William Afton's corpse after he's killed him, so he's just sitting there over there. You have come to a terrible end, my friend, and William Afton is just twitching on the ground. Just waiting for this guy to shut up. Speaking of finding hidden lore and things, on the opposites, not really the opposite side, but on another side of that spectrum of the hidden lore and the deeper meaning thing, is when they try to explain, like over-explain why certain things happen, when we were fine, when these were questions literally no one asked. Very specific example, the Aliens franchise. A great movie franchise. They've had consistent bangers. Okay, Aliens 3 was a little weird for me. Aliens 4 was okay, but then the ending just kind of was just really bad. But, personal opinion. And then, you know, we have that franchise of the Xenomorphs and whatnot, and Marines and Ripley. But then came Prometheus and Covenant, and their whole thing was like, we're going to explain where the Xenomorphs came from, and all, you know, and why certain things on them in the original movie were like this. And I'm sitting here like, who asked? I didn't want to know the history or lore of the Xenomorph, because that's what made them scary. What made the Xenomorphs scary was us not knowing what they were or what they came from. They were just a parasite, an enigma. You didn't need to figure out what they were, you just needed to survive. That's what made them terrifying. And Prometheus and Covenant did not add anything to the original movies. It just kind of made them feel, I don't know, cheap? Because if they're gonna explain, say, oh yeah, these movies are going to explain what happened, and then in Covenant, the xenomorphs, as we know them, never made it to LV-426, the planet in the first and second movie. Now, it was the same planet in the first movie, but there were no xenomorphs there. Because in the first movie, the whole room was full of eggs of the face huggers and the xenomorph that we know. But we never actually see them make it to LV-426. And when they are on the Covenant, they get this black itch that infects people and mutates them into monsters and whatnot. It's like, what the fuck? This is not... If you wanted to make your own alien movie with the allegory of God and immortality and whatnot, just make your own movie. Don't bank off the hype of an old beloved franchise just because you think your franchise isn't strong enough to stand on its own. That's bad writing on your part. Anyway. I forgot to use my rant button again. It's not really been on my chest about it, but I was so excited for Prometheus and Covenant because I love the Aliens franchise. And then we got those movies as they were, and they were not fun at all. The thing that's great about, about the Aliens franchise is that they were fun. I know it's like people dying and whatnot, death and mayhem, but it was fun horror, death and mayhem. So like the first movie was very slow burn, but the second Aliens movie, the best movie of all time, that was fun. I'm gonna add this as a base and color the grass on top, even though this whole area is mostly grass. It's like I haven't seen it, and apparently it might, I don't know if it's any good, but the new Willy Wonka movie, I'm sorry, who asked? Did anyone ask for that? Did it add anything to the original Wonka movies? Or was it just being silly the whole time? I mean, nothing wrong with silly movies for silliness sake. But I kind of like movies to have a reason to exist. Because if it's much to do with nothing, then at least make that nothing entertaining and funny. But, I mean, that's only because I haven't seen the movie. Y'all let me know. Did y'all see the Wonka movie? Was it any good? I'm not talking about the Wonka experience. I know that was a shit show because of, Charlie covered it in one of his videos. It says, oh no. It's so embarrassing. As someone who was not a huge fan of the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, either one, not the biggest fan of either, so whatever. I'm indifferent, but I remember sitting in the theater for Five Nights at Freddy's going, did anyone, like, ask for this? Because I sure didn't. One movie we have been asking for and patiently waiting is Sonic 3. And I am the excitement, because if you look If you just Google Sonic 3 and cast pops right up. Guess who is listed among the cast members? He doesn't have a character assigned to him, but he is there. He's there. Hayden Christensen, the man himself, is there among the Sonic 3 cast. Woo! I can't wait to hear his shadow. I should probably be using the airbrush. I'm great at texturing ground, but when it comes to grass, I have no idea. Dirt and trees I can do. Grass and bushes, not so much. I mean, I guess we could just do it this way. Do you need a potty, Elias? Or are you just getting a drink? Bitch walked away. I'd looked back on previous pages to see how I did this area, but what I literally did is just use the bucket tool and it was just razor green. Now, if I had Photoshop, I'd be using the grass tool and leaf tools religiously. But I use Medibang, so no such luck. Oh no. I don't have that old page, so I don't know what color that rock was supposed to be. Oh well, I'll just do my base blue-gray. And she was so good about it all day. My kitten really likes playing outside, but she can't be outside without being supervised because she's a little monster and doesn't understand the dangers of the highway that is next to our place. So she is usually by the door meowing for us to let her out, even though we can't. Don't have the time to play with her 24/7. and kind of do bushes. Do 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 do. God, I've got Undertale songs stuck in my head. I am in misery. God, I can hear her crying in the background. Nothing quite wears on your patience like the sound of a baby crying. And that's just a baby of any species. I think they hit that frequency that's supposed to wear down your patience and resolve to get what they want. I think subconsciously that's what it does, because usually I have no problem saying no to things. If I don't want to do it or don't have the time to do it, I can easily just say no to things. Sort of. Sometimes. But as soon as she starts going at the door, I'm just so set me free, let me be. Just set me free. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. Eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. You know, it's so funny. For a song that's singing about being trapped in an abusive relationship, then everyone just decided to add Reese's Puffs and CPR on top of it. It's like, okay. I am guilty of enjoying that remix. Very guilty. But hey, funny joke. It's shift to add the other layer. Just let me be, set me free. I am in misery. I don't know any of the words after that. I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. Oh god, I'll fix it later. I'm just doing the flats. Oh my god. Alright. Now for some good old texture. And something of the like with this. There we go. Now for this, we're gonna need a bit of... let's go with a little brown. A little alizarin crimson, and shoot, let's go with some of that phthalo blue. I was watching a bit of some Bob Ross streams on Twitch. God, I miss those videos. Now these can be a little flat since they're just grass plains. So they can afford to be a little one-dimensional. Like Buzz Lightyear's character. Yeah, as much as I love the show, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, it is a little obvious that Buzz's character is very one-dimensional. In that version. Like, in the movies, he's completely different. We're not talking about the Lightyear movies. The movie. The Lightyear movie. Oh, I'm an idiot. You Hammond, you blithering idiot. Okay, I had to look outside real quick for reference of the real sky. Because despite being on this planet for 25 plus years, I don't know how the sky works half the time. There we go. Now we add some clouds, some happy little clouds. Oh, and the trees, which can go on the bushes layer. Okay. How long have I been streaming, actually? 1-4. Okay. I usually try to stream for at least 2 hours. But if I'm tired, I'm not above ending stream early. Set me free, oh yeah. Hot take, I absolutely hate having songs stuck in my head. I know. Hot tea, sis. My sister's cooking a meal and now I'm hungry. Even though I only had a pancake for breakfast, so. I know it's funny, most YouTubers will say advocate eating healthy and hydrating. But I'm the one who needs to be reminded constantly to eat healthy. And looking at the snacks does not equal eating the snacks I eat. And Hostess cakes are not snacks. They are treats. Welcome back to the party, Eagle. I think it's raw. I think she's making ramen too. I can smell it from here. You gonna share any of that? I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. No, I need that. Wait a minute. What time of day is it? For in the comic. It's midday. It's fine. I'll just shade because the sun's coming up this way. Whew. I think I can merge all that down. Okay, I can merge this down. What's this? Fuck me. I need to merge these two somehow for a seamless transition. But I'll worry about that after I get this page done. I mean, this is page 138, even though I should be working on 136, but 136 has a spoiler in it. 137 is kind of, boring, I guess. And this one's like a full illustration, so I don't mind. Yeah, I'll put these on the same layer. What the hell? I feel like I should really figure out just to have stream conversations in my back pocket that I can do absent-mindedly. But at the same time, that's just not how my brain works. And I don't want to force anything just for the sake of entertainment if it's just gonna hurt my head. But at the same time, I do have an obligation to the audience. Oh, that's some missing pieces. Hold up. There we go. Sounds like the kitten's getting in trouble. It is a really nice day out. It was supposed to be, you know, like overcast and whatnot. I mean, I like overcast days personally, but I think tomorrow it's actually supposed to snow in my area. So that's awesome. Guessing we haven't already gotten our garden set up. Because if we did, whoo boy, they'd be in trouble. Frickin' snow. I'm gonna blur that line out a bit. Yeah, that's fine. And then on top, we'll have some background bushes. Yeah, it's funny in this in the sketch, a bit of Twig's supposed to be peeking out, but I just could not be bothered. So I'm ixnaying that. I don't feel confident. Hold on. Doop and doop. No, wrong button. I forgot to save this whole time. We have hit the 2-hour mark. So after I finish this page, I might end stream. What is it? Ooh, potato.
It's a taco salad with fries instead of chips.
Awesome.
I'm taking a monster.
Okay.
Do you have any?
Do I have any?
Well, I mean, like open. Oh, yes, you do. All right. Here's my egg monster. That's what I grabbed too.
Plural.
Egg monster.
I still have yet to create a eating PNG. So I'm gonna eat my my lunch and then I'll get right back to it. Who knows? Maybe my lunch will give me a second wind. So I'm still here, boys and girls. I just hope you can't hear me crunching. That's one of my pet peeves, hearing people eat on stream, but like, not just people eating on stream because, I mean, you gotta eat. But I mean the hearing people eat on stream. It's nasty. Because like, these bitches don't move away from the mic, and I'm like, please. I'm sitting a good 3 feet back, so if you still hear me, wow. This is your reminder to eat something. Eat something. That has at least 4 of the basic food groups. And drink water. I forgot to say thank you to my sister. Well, she knows. I'll tell her later. Cabbage? Oh, it is. That's why it tastes good. Okay, I like this. Just give it a little bit of dimension, maybe. Yeah, that's fine. And then for this thing, give it... There we go. That's on this layer. And then this is a different bush. But we can do the same layers. It's so satisfying how things just suddenly turn out. Just 3 strokes of a brush. 2 hairs and some air, and then you get all that texture. Thank you, Sabob. If I ever decided to paint something, I'd know how to do it. But painting is messy. And smelly. Digital art is less so. I was about to say it's done, but then I forgot I need a shade, so I'm just gonna eat this real quick. I don't want my taco salad to get cold. Oh no, my fries are getting soggy.
Hello there.
It's just a YouTube. Okay. Anyone in the chat, only children? Because I got 3 siblings. And I say that because it's a wonder any of us survived. Not because we were trying to kill each other, but because we all indulged in each other's stupidity. You know? It's like we all had the same ideas, but we were all at different ages and developmental stages, so some of us had already learned to not indulge in intrusive thoughts, while the rest of us were like, I'm gonna go do this thing, and then the people in the middle were like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Safe to say, we had a lot of fun. Done with lunch. And now I'm out of water. But we're almost done with this page. And then we'll call it. Yeah, multiply's fine. Soft white. then, wait, this needs to be smoothed out a bit more. Maybe tone down a bit, just a bit, just a bit. Oh yeah. Thank you so. Oh my god. Oh, sorry. I thought I stepped on my cat. Thank you so much, raccoon. And yeah, I have been dumped in a few people's recommended boxes. So I hope you enjoy enjoy your stay. Sorry, I was trying to scoot into my desk to get better posture, and I stepped on my cat's paw. I thought it was something squishy. Just, oh no, what is that? Just the cat that I didn't realize was still in here. Hey, did the alert work? Yep, there it is. Yay! I was afraid it wasn't going to work. It is day for me, and thank you. Okay, he needs the lighting layer. Clipping mask, you... Hammond, you idiot. Use a clipping mask. I think this page is done? Question mark? This feels a bit much though, so I'm gonna break this up with a little bit of patches. And a rough edge. Oh, no, not that last one. And then we blur and blur. There. So now it's just a less solid, massive red. When these babies are supposed to be our focus. So since they're supposed to be the focus, I think I'm gonna add just a touch of this. What's your favorite music artist or genre of music? I just made a video talking about this. It's hilarious. I like all kinds of music. I follow the if it sounds good, I listen to it. But I really like rock and show tunes. But I don't really have a favorite artist either, but when it comes to rock or classic rock, I really like Hailstorm and Metallica. Wait a minute, that doesn't look right. Can you maybe respond, please, when I hit save? Excuse you. Medibang's been giving me trouble lately. No, wait, no. So... Oh, that's part of this. Ah. Ooh, I have to listen to them one day. My playlist is just Taylor, the Creator, and Korn. Hey, well, the thing with Metallica, they are a classic rock band, so if you're not a fan of classic rock, you probably won't like them. But Hailstorm I absolutely love with a burning passion. My favorite song from Hailstorm is I Like It Heavy. That's just my anthem. As for Metallica, my favorite song it's a tie between Enter Sandman and Sad But True. Sad But True. But I also like other music, you know, like Hollywood Undead, Ninja Sex Party is amazing. And a lot of indie artists, you know, like DA Games and Try Hard Ninja. Oh, hold on. Hey, Tab? Can you come back and refill my water bottle, please? Oh, yeah. The perks of having a younger sibling. They get to do things for you.
What was that?
Nothing.
You want ice?
No thank you. If you do, just like one ice cube.
Okay.
Alrighty. That needs to go down. This... If I render it anymore, it'll be over-rendered. But at least we fixed that area. So I'm going to save again because I impulsively save. Because last time I didn't save every 5 minutes, my computer crashed and I lost hours worth of work. And it was terrible.
I was just checking this whole thing.
Oh no! Okay, I think we're good. Are we good? Are we good? Okay, my whole system just almost crashed. I am doing great, Turtle. My computer almost died. Oh no! Anyway. Alright, since that's done, I'm going to close it. Yeah, you know what? What the hell? We'll do this page. Even though I said I wasn't going to. I lied. Ha ha. Okay, I'll start with... Okay, this is gonna be a color background. This is illustrated. This is illustrated. This is the base background, so it's gotta be a gradient of some kind. So I'll start with this one, since it's like the first one. Just stumbled onto this. How you doing? A lot of people stumbling onto my things. Kind of wish I hadn't rendered that video earlier, because then I'd add all them to the comments. Anyway, so yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'll just use this as a base and then clip mask on top of it. But, Raccoon, if you want a personal recommendation of what good music to listen to, a personal favorite of mine is Meet Me in the Woods by Lord Heron, and, The Night We Met. Those two are really good. Same with Talk to Me by Cavetown. I really like those songs. Those two songs have gotten me through so many mental breakdowns. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about that over the internet. Hashtag quirky. But yeah, the song Talk to Me by Cavetown has helped me so much. Same with Meet Me in the Woods. That one is... It's so whimsy and fun. But if you want to go... Because I have this thing where when I listen to music, my brain, like, animates a whole music video for me. So, also the song Dirty Paws of Monsters and Men. Dirty Paws by Of Monsters and Men is a good one. First time listening to that, I went on a journey. Because it sounded kind of like a folk song, but it didn't have that folky, I don't know how to describe it. It sounded like I was getting a peek into a strange world that I couldn't comprehend. Like a Ghibli movie, if you know what I mean. Anyway, music and we go way back. Which is why I just listened to just a bunch of music. I'm a more auditory person. So, if I can help it, I would prefer to listen to things than watch them. Which is why I prefer audiobooks and radio shows over physical books and movies. Even though I do like movies. But if the sound design of a movie is slightly off, it bugs me. Which is why probably why I like monster movies so much, because they get all the cool roars and sound effects. Like Godzilla's original roar, if you watch the original Godzilla movies back from the 40s, his roar is literally a Ferrari engine revving that they've pitched near the end to make it go like voices naturally do. It's still a classic roar, but after hearing the original roar, it's like, that's a car engine. That's pretty funny. Am I gonna put this? Yeah, I might as well. just listened to Talk to Me by Cavetown. I can say it's officially going on my main playlist. I'm glad you liked it. It is, yes, it's one of the better songs. I also don't mind Meteor Shower by Cavetown, but Talk to Me is the one that just stayed with me. Any song that is literally telling me to calm down is what I need in my life. Also, do you guys remember the game called In Sound Mind? It came out, oh god, I don't know how many years ago, but it was, the main game was about this therapist or psychiatrist, and his patients are mutating or turning into monsters or whatnot. Hello, Blade. You're probably Zenti Blade, right? Yeah. We're talking about In Sound Mind. I haven't played it personally, but I have seen people play it, and the soundtrack. I would play it solely for the soundtrack. Because the song, I think it's called Bottom of the Pit. Oh! That one is like, that's my mental health song, basically. I'd rather see the dark end of a tunnel than the bottom of a pit. Woof! Mwah! Good music. And it's written by the Living Tombstone, so it's also amazing. In that regard. Oh, Zenit is actually how you... Zenit. Oh, Zenit Blade! Thank you for clarifying. I shall keep that in mind. I've never heard of that game ever. It wasn't like the next big hit, but Jacksepticeye did play it. At least I think he did. It's called In Sound Mind. I'm fairly certain.
Did we eat all the chocolate chip cookies?
Yeah, I think Dad took the rest of them to work.
Oh, okay. Well, cookie dough?
Only a little bit.
Okay.
Alright. Sorry, my sister was talking to me. Do you know Undertale? Of course I know Undertale. I was on the internet when it first came out, and anything written by the Living Tombstone is fire. For sure. Straight fire. Especially Die in a Fire. Mwah! I love the remix version of that. The original one's good, but anything with the harder bass drop is... Oh! It gets me. It gets me. It gets the people going. I think I gotta give credit to the Living Tombstone, really, for getting me into Five Nights at Freddy's. Their song is kind of what introduced me to the fandom. Same with Mondo Pony, but the Living Tombstone song was the one that I first heard and went, what is this for? And then it checked it out, and I've been addicted to that terrible substance ever since. Thank you, Blade. Is it okay if I just call you Blade? Or do you prefer the whole name saying? Because my username is Rune Steelmorph, but everyone can just call me Rune. The OG FNAF song can't be beat. I have a contender for the best... okay, Blade is fine. I have a contender for the best FNAF fan song ever, and that is We Want Out by DA Games. Ah, it is so good. Also, DA Games, all of his songs hit pretty hard too. But the OG song is the one that made it into the movie, So that was awesome. I was like, wow, that was a really good movie. I enjoyed that. Then her ding, 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 ding. Then I went, ah! Shay heard there. I've heard that. It's dead. It is. It's one of my favorite. A lot of people said, I Can't Fix You is the best FNAF song ever. While good, I'm sorry. It's just personally, I think We Want Out and Unfixable are 1,000 times better. I just dug up the artifacts of my childhood. I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Now I'm rewatching all of it. I never got into Yu-Gi-Oh! I was never really into anime when I was a kid. And the animes I did get into were like the Transformers animes and Black Lagoon, Bleach. You know, only the classy ones. Is Left Behind. A lot of people like Left Behind. That is a good one too. But I prefer, if I had to pick my favorite DA game song, it would probably be something from his Heart of an Artist album. Probably Heart of an Artist. Oh! It's not my favorites. It's not my number one favorite pick, but a really good DA game song is, oh, what's it called? You're Better Off. It's, mwah. I could sing his praises all day. Scheiße, I could have put that on the same layer. Well, ain't too late. My favorite song period is Memory by Rocket Gaming. I'm gonna have to check that out. I've never heard that before. After stream, of course, but Memory by Rocket Gaming. All right. I'm gonna write that down real quick so I remember. Memory. Rocket. My pen's dying. Gaming. No, my pen's dying. Okay, I got it. I also really like Try Hard Ninja. Especially the song, Turn Back. Oh, and Daddy's Little Monsters. Turn Back and Daddy's Little Monsters are some of my favorite Try Hard Ninja songs. Hello, Emerald. It's a Joy of Creation. Oh, a Joy of Creation fan song. So it's done a hit. It's done a hit hard. Joy of Creation terrified me. More so, now, I will say, the only Five Nights at Freddy's game that legitimately gave me nightmares was FNAF 4. Hello, Mario. Welcome to the stream. We're talking about Five Nights at Freddy's while I draw a comic about warrior cats. Despite streams being about warrior cats, we hardly ever talk about warrior cats. Yeah. FNAF 4 was the one that gave me the most nightmares, but the only two animatronics I've had consistent nightmares of are Springtrap and Ennard. Something about those two bitches just terrify me. And really, but the only Springtrap nightmare I had was he was trying to get into my house, and I was trying to block off all the enters and exits, but I forgot to block off the vent. And I just heard him moving through and coming towards me. That's a vivid nightmare I have. It gave many people nightmares. Well, yeah, because it was in a house, in a child's bedroom, and it was all about nightmares and dreams and whatnot, so yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I've never played a FNAF game, and I don't plan to. It's not for everyone, I'll admit. I mean, I love Five Nights at Freddy's. But I get it when people say it's not for them. Especially since the fandom's so crazy on a majority level. Or at least the loud minority, but... yeah, the story's also kind of grim. I prefer watching people play video games than actually playing them, because I'm shit at video games. But I do... I have the first one, Pizzeria Simulator and Ultimate Custom Night, because they were the cheapest and free. Because I'm a broke bitch. FNAF also has graphic novels and books, if that's more your cup of tea. They also have a cookbook! I forgot to mention that. Five Nights at Freddy's has a cookbook, and I bought it! And I tried some recipes. They're really good. Some of the seasoning is a little basic in my opinion, but, just spruce it up with your own tastes, and but the base recipe works great. I think I'm spending too much time on this bush. I need to get rid of that. There we go. Need to paint that rock. Paint. I'm literally using a pen tool. Ah! Thank you, Emerald. Welcome to the butterflies. That's legit scared me for a second. I got jump scared by Fluttershy. Though I wouldn't lie, for some reason it's my favorite piece of fan content for FNAF Springtrap. It's funny you mentioned Springtrap and Delia, which I thought it was Delilah for the longest time, but it's Delia. I just watched a summary video talking about it, and I can see why it was so popular. I think their design for Springtrap is the most appealing to me. That's because I'm a furry as well. But the overall story kind of makes me a little uncomfortable, especially with the drama with the creator shipping them. Ugh. But I mean, if you remove the art from the art from the artist, you can still enjoy a thing. I prefer the music. Coming from a fellow artist, it's looking good. Thank you so much. Why do you keep bothering me?
Do you want anything on your cookie dough, or am I gonna eat it all?
Just give me just like a little, like a fishful.
Right, but do you want like chocolate chips or anything?
Do we have? Yeah, we have chocolate chips. Yes, please. I would like chocolate. I would like chocolate chips.
Okay.
And a piece of the gingerbread.
Okay.
Ghirardelli, because we still have some.
The,
It's in with the chocolate chips.
The Ghirardelli, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. My brain short-circuited for a second.
My sister's making edible cookie dough, and she's asking me what I wanted on it. Hail to the lasso tool. And so we deleted one of the reasons I really got into... Oh. I forgot about Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That's another anime I really like. Ask your question. Within reason, that is. Sonic or Mario? I've actually played a Mario. I've played a Mario game. I have Super Mario Brothers on the old DS. Like, I have that game. I've never played a Sonic game, but when it comes to, like, the franchise as a whole, I consume more Sonic material. Like, the comics and the TV shows. Specifically, I don't know... controversial yet brave, I think Sonic Boom was a funny show. Terrible game, funny show. I mean, it was absolutely hilarious. But, like, same with the Sonic movies. I'm more excited for the Sonic movies than I was for the Mario movie. That being said, the Mario movie was beautiful. And what I would look for in a video game movie. I thought it was fantastic. Also, Jack Black as Bowser? Come on. That's inspired. Shares my opinion on Boom Show was so good. It was so good, and it was just unabashedly funny, too. Like, you've all seen the clips of Knuckles explaining what feminism really is. You know, Amy, anytime someone calls to attention the undermining of gender roles, it ultimately implies that this is the exception and not the status quo. Just because I'm a meathead doesn't mean I'm not a feminist. Thank you. With my spoon! I'll eat this later.
It might be a little bit stickier than the last one I made.
Later.
But other than that, it tastes exactly the same.
Yeah,
I
good.
just didn't want to put in too much flour, you know?
Did you use vanilla and almond?
I used the almond milk.
Oh, okay, so it tastes better.
Yeah.
Alright. I want to see Sonic... I went to see Sonic 2 in theaters. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the baby in a blender scene. That was so funny. So we'll just put it in a blender. Well, if you say so. The chili dog, not the baby. Or is that one walrus lady whose baby is constantly in trouble, and there's a legit episode where she goes, "My baby!" Again. Someone please help my baby! Again. Oh, that show is just unreasonably funny. It's like, another speeding ticket? I'd contest it in court, but I don't think that accept gotta go fast as a medical condition. It just... Also, Knuckles Boom, a lot of people didn't like him because he was air quote dumb and a meathead, but honestly, he's the most relatable character. He's like, Sonic was like, I thought you liked being in the wilderness. Says, I do! It doesn't mean I know how to survive in it. It's hard to trash talk with a punctured lung. I need to fix the sky! Sorry, I just realized I screwed something up. I'll put on this layer. The show is too good, but Prime is a close second. As in, like, Sonic Prime? Yeah, of course you're talking about Sonic Prime. Sonic Prime was really good. It was. I thought you were talking about Transformers Prime for a second, which is also really good.
I realized my mistake.
What?
I didn't put them in the fridge.
Oh, what?
It's gotta be chilled before we eat them. That's why I took a bite of it and I was like, the fridge! It wasn't, that's why it's gooier. I didn't chill it.
You need to chill!
This will be ready for you. Whenever you want it.
I swear my entire family has ADHD. There we go. That's better. And then we do that. And then we tree. Oh, by the way, could you guys hear the subscriber alerts, or was it just me? Because I'm still trying to figure out Streamlabs. Last night my whole family's sleeping because my Oh, now we're talking about Sonic Prime. Dealing with my baby cousin. I feel for you, man. I never finished Sonic Prime. It wasn't bad, I just got bored at a certain point, yeah. But Sonic X had me on the edge of my seat. I've tried to watch Sonic X, but oh my god, it's so silly. There's nothing wrong with it being silly, but there's just a moment at the show where I'm just, oh my, this is the era where, like, of cartoons where, like, the adults were all blind. Nothing wrong with that era of cartoons, it's just... There's only so many times where, like, you can have the same trope without getting a little repetitive. Which is probably why I didn't like the original Scooby-Doo. Because it was, like, the same thing every episode. But, like, Mystery Incorporated was a really good show because each episode was different. Bro, the same thing, like, Total Drama. Now, I watched a bit of Total Drama Revenge of the Island, and I thought, this is kind of funny, because I'm usually not a fan of shows that are 95% teenage drama, but for a show called Total Drama, I was okay with it because it was parody. So, like, characters being annoying for annoying's sake is for me terrible writing and cringy, and I don't like it. But if that's like a parody of the annoying character, then I'm fine with it. Like the fan series Christmas with Sonic. Normally I hate like characters being annoying, like, guys, what about me? But the fact that the creator was purposefully making fun of annoying silver trope, then I was fine with it, because it was hilarious. Ben 10 or Danny Phantom. Am I the only one who liked Ben 10 Omniverse? Because I read I really liked Ben 10 Omniverse. A lot of people prefer Omnitrix or Alien Force. Nothing wrong with those shows, but for the fact that a lot of people shit on Omniverse surprised me, because I was just, wait, what's wrong with it? Then I read the reviews recently, and people said that the animation style was atrocious, god-awful, and vomit-inducing, and Ben 10 wasn't serious. It's just... Okay, first of all, he's a child, so do you really expect him to be serious? He's a teenager. Second of all, it made sense for Ben not to take everything so seriously, because for a long while, when we start the show, he had been unstoppable, and he was getting bored. That was the whole point of the series. He was getting bored, but then when actual threats popped up, he's like, yes, finally a fight, but then people would get hurt, and he goes, oh, I need to pay attention. So it was all part of his character. It's on YouTube, and be warned, some of the episodes in some of the scenes in Christmas with Sonic have been muted because of YouTube copyright. And the original creator said they had tried to fix it so many times, but each time the video either got taken down or muted. So some scenes are just muted and you have to, like, kind of work around it. He did do a live stream where he and his fiance, I think, binged the show and they fill in the gaps and talk about the behind the scenes. But that series is so funny. I don't celebrate Christmas, but that series is just so funny. It's like giving a child power, so that's the point of Ben 10. Yeah, and just like the biggest gripe of that show was like, oh, he's not being serious. But with Omniverse, it went back and forth in flashbacks to when he was 10 to when he's like 14. And it shows like he kind of has to be silly, happy-go-lucky. Because if he was serious all the time and had to deal with the fact that he is a child imbued with godlike powers that ruined his childhood, and now there's this creature out there called malware that wants to literally kill him, yeah, I'd allow him to make a few jokes. Yeah. So since he didn't have a childhood when he was a child, in his teen years, he's finally able to act like a kid. So, due to child psychology reasons, I don't mind him being immature or childish. In fact, in the same situation, I would be too, because how else are you gonna stay sane? He's a little like Sonic when you think about it. He is. He totally is. He's a kid and he wants to have fun. You need to see he will get it done with the device that he wear. Sometimes he can change his shape and save the world from harm. When life's on the line, it's hero time, Ben 10. I feel like the people that were complaining about Ben 10 Omniverse, I liken them unto Transformers G-Winers. If you know, you know. Those are some of the worst people on the planet. They harassed me, not me specifically, but as a child on the internet in 2013, I was harassed for liking any show, any Transformers show, other than Transformers Generation 1. What really gets me is that those people were adults. That show came out in the 80s and they were on the internet. That was like 20 years ago. These are adults harassing children through a screen for liking a show that's older than they are. For not liking a show that's older than them and they didn't watch. Like, lay off, guys. It's been a while since I listened to the theme song, so not so much. But yeah, that's the internet for you. Totally. Earlier, I was really venting about G-Winers. Because they kind of ruined G1 for me. To the point where I can hardly watch the show without thinking, this is the reason I was harassed on the internet for liking Transformers Animated instead of G1. This was the show they harassed me over and said was better than animated because it was from the What? Have you seen G1? It is the most hokey, corny, campy thing. I wouldn't say ever because Hanna-Barbera is a thing as well. Like, Hanna-Barbera cartoons are so silly, but they don't try to be serious. The point of Hanna-Barbera is to be silly. So I'm fine with it. And Transformers, the whole premise is silly. Same with Ninja Turtles. Really? 4 teenage turtles that live in New York City that like pizza and do ninjutsu and fight ninjas and other mutants? What? It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous premise. And it's meant to be silly. So when people go around and say, "Oh, it's not like the original. This is too childish." I'm like, "Excuse you? Do you not know what you are talking about? A children's cartoon?" And that's not to say children's cartoons can't be, deep and methodical and have, depth to it. A lot of children's programs now do have that, like Owl House and Steven Universe. Very deep moments. I've never seen Owl House, but I have seen Steven Universe, so just a preface. But yeah, cartoons are meant to be fun. They're meant to be an escape. A reward to sit down and watch when you're done with your homework, Or, just like any art, it's up to the viewer to interpret what it's all about. People just attack others for being different. Kill me for my music taste because I don't have normal music. For a taste for a South African. But especially. Wow. I mean, for my music taste, I like whatever. But like I said earlier, my default is rock and show tunes. But if it sounds good, I'll listen to it. I don't care. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of pop music or country, but that's mostly because country music just isn't for me. So I don't like... Despite living in the country, I hate beer and don't like pickup trucks. And don't harass women at bars. So, I'm not a huge country fan. This middle piece is bothering me, but I don't know how I would fix it. G5 of My Little Pony is getting right now. Now, I've never seen G5. I did grow up with G4, and I do miss it a lot. But since I miss G4 so much, I'll just watch G4. And the people who want, if people want to watch G5, or, yeah, if people want to watch G5, whatever. It's not my business. I was talking about earlier how the movie kind of confused me because I thought it was going to be like a direct sequel. But then there were some story inconsistencies with it being a sequel. So if it's a standalone, but it wasn't quite strong enough to be a standalone. Like, this is just the movie. The show or comics, I have no idea. I haven't watched it. I kind of dropped off. My Little Pony, even though I do miss the original show so much. God, I miss it so much. I go for more Vocaloid, deep meaning lyrics, like Coldplay, alt pop, uses an ukulele. Video game music and show tunes are also really good. Now, I really like show tunes, but the show tunes that I like the most are the ones that can be applied to any situation or any other character. But if the show tune is like, this is a song that can only be played in this context, then it can still be good, but it won't be one that I will seek out. Because when I listen to songs, I immediately think of my characters, my OCs, which I have a lot. This is not my only story, it's just the one I'm working on. I just realized the page was backwards. Yep, Has Been Hotel is also really good. Even, like, some of Has Been Hotel songs were co-written by The Living Tombstone. And that's... I was about to say that's canon. That's confirmed. A lot of OCs too. Yeah, I got a lot of stories, a lot of series living in my head. A lot of fandom OCs too. Yeah, it's canon. God, I've been on the internet too long. It has rotted my brain. I mean, I really like the song Out for Love. I know some people might not think it's the greatest, but I like the song Out for Love because it's applicable, like, it's very specific to the situation, but, like, the overall message, Out for Love, same with Whatever It Takes. I have a lot of ideas for those two songs to be a music video for this comic series. Specifically for Hawkstar's character. This girly right here. So for any fans of the comic that heard me say that, now you know what I have planned. It's not going to happen for a long time because I want it to come out the same time the comic does. And I'm still not sure about a few story beats. But I have a lot of music videos planned. But here's the thing. I don't know how to animate. And I hate long projects, even though I'm working on a comic. But, you know, whatever. Speed OCs, I have one I need to go finish. I'll be back in a bit. Go ahead, take your time. Yep, I love that line. You're thirsting for vengeance, daddy, you're out for blood. But you'll only stand a chance if you're out for love. Out for love. I'm also surprised Carmilla Carmine became one of my favorite characters. Same with Vox. Carmilla Carmine and Vox surprised me with becoming some of my favorite characters. Like, I knew from the pilot I was gonna like Serpentius and Husk. But those two surprised me. They came out of nowhere. Alright. Now for... keep that. The shading. Whoops. Multiply. Oh yeah, I love the Lucifers. Take that, depression! Honestly, me too, man. Me too. My daughter wants to see me. Take that, depression. I was watching that episode like in the middle of the night, and I needed just to slap my hand over my mouth because I was just gonna start screaming. Okay, that needs to be toned down a bit. There we go. That's too bright. Okay, here we go. Orange and a bit of green to show the light coming through. Him, Angel Dust, Vox are my favorite design, but I'll admit I'm a loot simp. Yep. That's just between the two of us. I really like Adam. I don't know where that love came from, but something about Adam's character. It's probably just because he's voiced by Alex Brightman is why I like him so much. But oh my god, Adam's character is so fun. don't shush me, bitch. Yeah, the guitars. Guitar solo, fuck yeah. I wanted to make that my subscriber announcement sound, but I couldn't sample just the clip, just that audio, and I figured I already had the audio for the Fluttershy yay for my announcements, so. Oh wait, no, oops. Look, he's facing towards her and the lights. Ah! Hold on. Hold on. I must affix. Okay, I'm going to save. Pray nothing bad happens. It's not responding. Probably because I was hitting my hotkeys, but whatever. Okay, here we go. Fizzarolli and fucking Beetlejuice are voiced by the same person. Yeah, he also voiced Serpentious, which surprised me greatly. It's like, wait a minute, he's voicing everybody. Also, I really like his song from School of Rock, "Stick It to the Man." I love that song. I'm not really much of a musical person, even though I just said I really like music and I'm more of an auditory person. Some of those songs are very specific, situationally. So, they kind of don't fit my criteria of a good show tune. I forgot to shade this bit. There we go. Not a lot of people talk about it, so I'm going to scream about it. My favorite Broadway musical of all time, soundtrack, story, everything, is The Count de Monte Cristo. I know everyone sucks Hamilton's dick when it comes to Broadway musicals, but I'm sorry. Count de Monte Cristo is just 1,000 times better in story, in character, in music. Oh, the song "I Will Be There" is amazing. Same with "Hell to Your Doorstep." Granted, I might be a little biased because I also love the movie, and I haven't read the book, Count de Monte Cristo, but it's on my list. Yes, I know Beetlejuice is amazing too. Same with, Phantom of the Opera and Jekyll and Hyde and whatnot. The classics. But it's just no one's talking about the Count de Monte Cristo, and it's pissing me off. No one talks about my main man, Edmond Dantes. What? Just listen to the first song, A Story Told. Well, technically it's the third song. She's got Overture and When Love Is True. But you just listen to A Story Told from the Count de Monte Cristo, and then you come back to me, and then you can tell me if all the others are if you still want to ignore this one. Mysterious stories of the people who survive. What is the cost of one young man so 3 more men can survive? It's the price we have to pay, so we can fight another day for love and glory. You might know it from the Inkpots animatic series that they did with My Little Pony, because that's what first introduced me to the story. But then my mom said, "Oh yeah, I read the book and it's a good movie too." And I said, "Oh, what?" So, excuse me? She said, "Oh yeah, I'll get it." I think I was a little heavy-handed on the lighting for this bit, and maybe yeah, I was a little heavy-handed. Just erase bits and pieces. There we go, that's a little better. And now we blend it in. There we go. That's much better. Now, for this bit, I'm not sure. And there she is. That I listened to a story told and that line is perfect. Oh yeah. Oh, please don't crash on me. Thank you. How long has that been on? How long has my drink Sprite been on? Oh, god damn it. Did I just leave it on? Fuck. Anyway. I think... For a long time. God dang it. I forgot to hit... Yeah, because I hit the button when it first almost... Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well... C'est la vie. Say la guerre, Napoleon. I guess you can't win them all. I think I'm gonna end stream for now. Kind of ran out of things to work on. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Welcome to our new subscribers. And to any new viewers. I stream every Tuesday around 11 to 11:30. I usually make an announcement on my community tab beforehand. And I also post videos on Thursday. Not every Thursday because videos are so hard for me to make, but they are posted on Thursdays. So stay tuned. Oh my god, please don't trash. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.